Do you know what time it is? It's time for Let's Talk About It with Duane. I'm your host, Duane Cherry, and we're talking about tomorrow's changes that you want in your life today through entrepreneurship and empowerment. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This is the LTA. That stands for Let's Talk About It. I'm your host, Duane Cherry. It's always my pleasure to have you tuning in at this particular time, right here on this particular station. I know you could be doing a lot of other things right now, but you're letting yourself be empowered and inspired to listen to Let's Talk About It. We are slowly becoming one of the most talked about internet shows in America, and I do appreciate every one of you listening. Remember, this program is about inspiration, motivating you and empowering you to be all that you can be. This is 2018, and we're starting to go into the second quarter of 2018. The first quarter was January through March. So how are you guys doing out there? Are you really persevering? Are you really looking for other opportunities? Are you willing to extend yourself to be all that you can be? Are you not allowing any excuses to come about? And are you being resistant to everyone out there that's giving you negativity? You are going to have to do these things in order to succeed with what you want to be in your life. And that's what this program is all about. Taking you to that next step, breaking the shell, coming out of the box to be all that you can be. Now, if some of you remember on one of my programs, I told you that one thing that you may have to do with your time, 24 hours in a day, is to break your days down into quarters. Remember, from the time you wake up until a certain time, that's one quarter. And then you allow yourself a second quarter, then a third quarter, and then a fourth quarter. That's the way to break your days up so you will never have a bad day. Well, we're going to do that today with my guest. My guest is a tech organization guru. And so what we're going to try to do with my guest today is from January to March, if you didn't get up and you didn't become motivated, we're going to try to motivate you during this second quarter. And so my guest is Miss Samantha Pointer. She's a tech organization guru. She resides in Nashville, Tennessee. And I am so happy to have Samantha on the show today. Samantha, thanks for being with me.
Hey, Duane. Thanks for having me.
Okay.
Nice to be here.
Well, no, it's my pleasure. Samantha, tell the listening audience a little bit about yourself before we get started on organization guruship. Okay.
Well, my name's Samantha Pointer, of course, and my company's Get It Together. I've been doing organizing and tech organizing for over 20 years now. Mm-hmm. And so I really just help coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs to stop manually running their business and to utilize technology to help them be productive in their business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, how did you come about this? Is this something that you decided to do a few years ago, or was it a something that you just happened upon doing, or was tech always part of you? Go ahead.
Well, when I first started out, I was just a home organizer, so I helped people, get the clutter out of their homes and everything. But I had more and more people as, computers invaded our homes and as more tech gadgets invaded our homes, more and more people started to inquire about, hey, can you help me with this while you're here? And I've always been like a techie person, I'm like a nerd. Mm-hmm, so mm-hmm. I've always just had some type of computer or tablet or something in my hand. So I would help them with that. And I guess like 4 or 5 years ago, as I was getting a little burnt out on the physical home organization side of things, I decided to shift towards the tech side because I saw that we're getting cluttered on our computers now. We're getting cluttered in our online life now. And, just like we were with our paperwork and at home. So that's why I've made the shift now and exclusively just helping businesses, get their stuff together.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting that you said something about home clutter. And, that really exists, huh? Because, I would always see the TV shows where someone would come in and you see these people that lived in this mounds and mounds of clutter. So these people actually do exist.
Yes, I used to work with hoarders, and I was on the TV show Hoarders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they exist. They exist here in our surrounding area, too, because life gets so busy, all type of stuff happens, and the last thing, what falls to the wayside is keeping your home clean or keeping up with stuff. Once it starts piling on, it can be hard to, get a handle on stuff.
Is that something, though, Samantha, maybe in our everyday life when we're trying to move forward, we're so afraid to let go of the past that it becomes clutter in our way of taking that step forward?
Yes, I say that clutter is nothing but decisions you haven't made.
Okay.
So if you keep putting off making a decision, it eventually piles up and becomes clutter. And that's all that is, because it only takes a few minutes to decide, hey, I'm going to throw that away, or hey, I'm going to put this back where it was, or hey, I'm going to do this. So, that's where that comes from.
So, okay, let's do a hypothetical right quick. Let's say I'm starting my own business and everything that I'm doing is on paper. Everything I'm doing is manual. And then I will retain your services and you come in and you will help me get everything put in on the tech side. That's how it works?
Well, first, what I would do is I always sit down and find out how are you doing things in your business. So what do you do day to day? Like from the time your customer contacts you, what are the next steps you take with them? Once we get all that down, and you can get all that down on paper, once we get all that down on paper or electronically, then we start transferring things. Then we can start seeing, okay, which systems can we put in place to help that? So maybe that if you put down, I have a client who calls me and they need to schedule an appointment, so I have to pull out my paper calendar. Then that would look like, hey, you need an online scheduler so you're not playing phone tag with the person. So then that's when we would set that up for you. So really it's about getting down. Most people don't really stop to think about what they do, the tasks they do every day in their business. And because of that, it can lead to a lot of chaos and you running around like a chicken with your head cut off and everything is on paper, and if you lose that paper or misplace that paper, or if you're out somewhere and the paper's back at your office, you can't take advantage of opportunities that come up. You can't take advantage of that because, I got to get back to my office to get that paper, or I got to find that slip of paper where that important information was on.
So, but let's say I'm starting my operation and I'm using some software such as QuickBooks, or I'm using some type of HR software. You guys would come in and y'all would help me to enhance what I'm already using?
Yes. We'll help set it up. We'll streamline it. If you have a lot of bulk going on or repetitious things going on, we would cut that out. Really just identifying what can be streamlined or where the gaps are really and what can be put in place if you need something. As far as if you have everything on paper, I help people to get paperless. You'll never have completely 100% paperless, but there is a way to marry paper and digital together where you're not just held hostage to your office.
Mm-hmm. So could you also help someone in their HR program? You know, if you got a business and you have a few employees, like 2 or 3 employees, can you help them sort of create a HR department?
I can't help them create an HR department, but I know people who can do that. So I do have resources that's their wheelhouse. It's not my wheelhouse, but I do know people who help with HR and help set that up and help set up a team. What I can do is identify what team members you need and what they need to be working on. Okay.
And you're saying that we need to get tech savvy. And so there's a lot of businesses out there, Samantha, that are using technology for everything, and it still may be like it is on paper, right? It still may be, So some people aren't comfortable with it, maybe because they haven't taken the time to learn, or they're just plain afraid, or they think they have to learn every single thing that comes out, and that's just not the case. You just need to learn the basics just enough so you have an understanding of how it's supposed to work, and then you hire out or contract out to the people who really need to be doing that task. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I think a lot of people get that misconception about tech, and when they go that route, you can still have the same problems that you have if you're just using everything on paper.
Right. You get bogged down, information overload. You can have so many apps and software that you end up using nothing because you don't know, what you're supposed to be using. Mm-hmm. So it's the same problem. Yeah, I know. Samantha, we're going to take a break right now, and then we'll be back. And I have a few more questions because I really want my listeners to know that this is part of running a business. Once you get it going, get it started, you cannot use paper forever. You have to gonna get tech savvy and become tech knowledgeable. So, ladies and gentlemen, just hold for a second. I have a wonderful guest with me today, Miss Samantha Pointer. She's a tech organizational guru, and we'll be back to talk with Samantha right after this break.
Your life is busy and filled with responsibility. So when the task of becoming a caregiver for a family member or friend arises, it's not uncommon to look for help. D&D Healthcare Nursing Angels, LLC understands that. Family-owned and locally owned, they're dedicated to giving you peace of mind when you have family members or loved ones faced with challenges. Whether you're looking for someone to help for just a few hours a week or comprehensive 24-hour assistance, D&D Healthcare Nursing Angels provides caregivers who are professional, reliable, extensively trained, and thoroughly screened. Contact D&D Healthcare Nursing Angels, LLC at 731-215-2164. That's 215-2164. D&D Healthcare Nursing Angels, LLC. When the task of becoming caregiver for a family member or friend arises, D&D can help. A member of the Tennessee Association of Home Care, spreading the wings of love.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. What a wonderful show we have for you today. My guest is tech organizational guru Samantha Pointer out of Nashville, Tennessee. And Samantha is telling us how we need to organize ourselves tech-wise in order for us to also reach that ultimate goal that we're striving for. Remember, persistence can change failure into extraordinary achievements. And that's what we're trying to do there today. We're trying to get you to take that next step in your life. And there's no better way to do it than to put down the pencil and the paper. And so many of us out there, we have 8 or 9 passwords to all of our emails and our accounts. And so many of us have them written down on paper, but we need to get over that and start moving forward technologically. And that's what Samantha is here with us today for. Samantha, Tell the listening audience a little bit about what the superhero is and how so many of us try to be superheroes in our lives, particularly when we're running a business.
Well, what I mean by superhero is you're trying to do everything yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you doing your books, you're doing the admin, you're doing the servicing your clients, you're doing the maintenance, you're doing everything. And you're not reaching out to anybody for help. You're not outsourcing anything. You're not delegating anything. You're not hiring anybody to do anything. You're just like, I'm going to do it. If it's going to be, it's going to be me. And so you're the one who says everything, I have to do it all, and that your business will not survive with that mentality.
So if you were to come into someone's business, Samantha, what would be the first step that you would take just talking to that person face to face?
Well, the first step would be to find out what's not been working for them in their business. What's been really prompted them to call me in the first place. And then we'll start taking a look at, again, what systems they have in place and starting to document that stuff. But really just finding out, hey, what's not working, what's keeping you up at night. That's the first step.
So let's say someone is trying to start automation or starting tech on their own. What would be some of the mistakes that an individual would make?
If they want to do it on their own?
Yeah. What would be like some of the first or second steps that they would make?
Well, the first step would be, again, to document what you're doing in your business every day. And I mean every single task, every single step, not just you. If you do have someone else working with you, have them document what they're doing and document. Document everything that you're doing. And then start researching what's out there. Find out, okay, what areas do I need to get up and running via automation first? What would make the biggest impact on my bottom line? And from there, you can go looking for software and seeing what it offers. And because you've already documented your steps, it's going to be easier for you to look at the software and apps that are available and know if you need all the bells and whistles, or if you can, start with their lowest plan, or if you can even do something that's free, or if you need, it'll make it easier so you don't overpay for something that you're not ready for in your business anyway.
Is starting your own business, is QuickBooks about the best and least expensive software to start with?
Actually, Wave is.
Wave? Okay.
WAVE. It's a free accounting. It can keep track of not only your personal but your business, because you need to keep them separate, of course. So you can do that in Wave. It has an app, so you can do invoicing, you can capture your receipts, you can set up budgets, and you can run payroll out of there. And then the next step up would be either QuickBooks or FreshBooks. Okay.
And you said Wave is free? Oh, okay. Yeah. So.
And it's pretty straightforward to get set up with it and started. It's Wave Accounting.
Okay. All right. I hope my listeners out there heard that, because many of them are thinking about starting their own business. Now they know that there's a free accounting app that they can go to help them get started. Yeah. What would be some of the other things? Because, to be honest, Samantha, being a tech person and doing the computer things and you're new and you're up and going and you want to get started, a lot of people get frightened of that and become afraid. And,
Right.
the pencil and the paper is sort of like a safe outlet for them. How would you encourage them to let go and let someone like you come in?
Well, I always say that technology isn't going to go anywhere, and you don't want to get left behind in the dark ages. You just don't want to get left behind. And again, you don't have to have everything that's out there. You might only need one or two systems, tech systems implemented in your business that'll really skyrocket you. And because you're not going to be the superhero in your business, you don't have to worry about knowing how to run every piece of tech software that will be implemented in your business. You'll have a basic overview of how it's supposed to work, but it's not going to be your job to make it work. That's why you hire people like me. That's why you outsource and have a virtual assistant to do those things. So I would just really encourage them, if you were out, on vacation or somewhere and not at your office and you was talking to someone, discussing what you do in your business, and they're like, I really need that. How much? And you tell them, and they're like, I'm ready to do it right now. But if you're running everything by pencil and paper, guess what? You just lost that sale because you don't have an app on your phone to take payment right there. You can't collect their information. You can't give them any information. That's why you can't run everything through paper.
Yeah, that's true. And also, I know you reside in Nashville, Tennessee, one of the fastest growing cities in America. And I think this type of the organizational guru that you are, this can help so many people in the larger metropolitan areas really get their businesses moving and grooving.
Yep, it can.
Yeah. And I know, but I mean, I'm recording now from a smaller town, but I run into people all the time and everybody just seems like they're just so afraid. They want to step out and, everyone wants to start their own business. And that's one of the reasons I really wanted to have you on, because you can tell them there is a better way of doing it besides just trying to keep everything in your head or everything on a notebook.
Right, and just taking one small step, just getting out there. You're never too old to learn anything new. Your brain is amazing at any age. You can train it however you want to, And as far as starting your own business, just taking that step, because somebody is out there waiting for what you have to provide, and the longer you sit on the sidelines, they're not getting their pain eased either. And that's something I just can't live with for myself, which is why I jumped out there, even afraid,
Yeah, I tell them all the time, sometimes you just have to do it afraid, Yeah. And I think that's important too, because so many of us will go out, we'll work a job 8, 10, 12 years. We look up, we're 40 years old, and we still hadn't accomplished our goals and our dreams. And I think you gave them wonderful advice when you told them that you're never too old to learn, and really you're never too old to start.
Right.
Yep. So I think it's important that we look at all aspects of what's going to go on in a business. And that's why I wanted you on, because you can tell them, and you did a wonderful job of telling them how to get tech savvy with their business. Now, tell us, Samantha, if someone wanted to contact you or reach out to you, how would they go about doing that?
Well, you can always reach out to me on my website at organizingguru.com. There's a button there that you can schedule a free 15-minute strategy session with me so we can talk about how I can get your business up to speed tech-wise. You can also reach out to me on Facebook. I'm Samantha Pointer on most all social media or Organizing Guru. I'm on all platforms, so you can reach out to me there too.
Okay. Now, on your website, spell organizing for
ORGANIZINGGURU.
Okay.
.com.
.com, and that's organizingguru.com, or like she said, hit her up on any social media that's out there available. Facebook, you're on Twitter, and
Instagram.
Instagram,
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, Okay, Samantha, you've been a wonderful guest. Leave my listening audience with a few words of inspiration and encouragement before you go.
Well, my favorite quote that is really just, I think people need to keep in mind when it comes to technology and learning new technology is by Elizabeth Gilbert. And it says, you must be very polite with yourself when you are learning something new. Okay. And what I take from that is, don't be so hard on yourself when you're learning new technology, or when you're stepping out to implement something like this into your business. Don't be hard on yourself if you don't get it the first time, or if you don't pick it up right away. Keep at it. You're going to get it. It's going to work, and you can do it no matter your age.
Okay. Thank you, Samantha. You pretty much tell them what I tell them. As soon as you trust yourself, then you will learn how to live. And I think what you just said is right on point with that. Samantha Pointer, thanks for being on my show today. You've been a blessing and an inspiration. All right. Thank you. And we will stay in touch, okay?
Yes, we will.
All right. Okay. Thank you. My guest has been Samantha Pointer, tech organizational guru. And remember, hit her up on her website, www.organizingguru.com. And this young lady can help you move forward with your business and your business ideas. You've been listening to the LTA. That stands for Let's Talk About It. Remember, I always leave you with the words of Gil Scott-Heron. It's time for you to create the change you want in your life and stop always being about the change. And as I said earlier, as soon as you trust yourself, you will learn then how to live. Thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you next week right here on the radio. Just tune in. The LTA, that's Let's Talk About It. Tell a friend to tell another friend. And I will talk to you next week, same time, same station. And God's blessings to you all.
Your life is busy and filled with responsibility. So when the task of becoming a caregiver for a family member or friend arises, it's not uncommon to look for help. D&D Healthcare Nursing Angels, LLC understands that. Family-owned and locally owned. They're dedicated to giving you peace of mind when you have family members or loved ones faced with challenges. Whether you're looking for someone to help for just a few hours a week or comprehensive 24-hour assistance, D&D Healthcare Nursing Angels provides caregivers who are professional, reliable, extensively trained, and thoroughly screened. Contact D&D Healthcare Nursing Angels, LLC at 731-215-2164. That's 215-2164. D&D Healthcare Nursing Angels, LLC. When the task of becoming caregiver for a family member or friend arises, D&D can help. A member of the Tennessee Association of Home Care, spreading the wings of love.
Mission Convalescent Home Health and Rehab Center is a 5-star rated healthcare facility. We have a comprehensive therapy department to help you reach your optimal level of efficiency, along with a superior short-term and long-term nursing care program. Schedule a tour today by visiting us at our new website, missionch.net, or contact us at 731-424-2951. Mission Convalescent Home Health and Rehab Center, we should be your healthcare facility of choice.
When it comes to technology, let's just say you're not what most would call savvy. But at samstechacademy.com, you can learn tech on your terms. Sam's Tech Academy can help coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs just like you set up systems and processes that utilize technology. Sam can also teach you how to use various software and apps efficiently and effectively to run your business. To learn more and to find out how Sam can help your business run smoother, visit samstechacademy.com.